Today on Penny Dreadful, we talk about duality, salty and sweet. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, Dreadfuls. Welcome back to the Demi-Monde. Back to AFTERBUZZ TV. We are here doing Penny Dreadful, Season 3, Episode 2, Predators, Far and Near. Great episode. I'm your host, Marisa Serafini. Joining me, we have a full panel today. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
Hey, what's up? I'm Angela Struck, and you can find me on Twitter at @TheAngelaStruck and on Instagram at @AngelaStruck.
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Renee Ariel.
Hey guys, I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me everywhere at Joelle Monique.
There you go. Welcome, Joelle. You weren't here last week, so welcome to the panel.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Predators Far and Near. Real quickly, what were your thoughts? Angela, let's start with you.
I thought it was a great episode. I thought there was the duality theme, we saw throughout with Dr. Jekyll, and I mean, so much of the episode. But I thought it was great. Very gothic, very dark. Exciting. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yes.
I loved this episode. I feel like the first episode was just setting up this whole season, and now we got a lot of information in one episode, and I thought it was really cool.
Anytime Patti LuPone is here, I am here. I'm so excited. I love her.
Yes. Did you enjoy the episode?
Yeah.
Other than Patti LuPone?
Oh yeah, the whole episode was great. Patty's just a highlight. Yeah, the start to finish is pretty exciting episode. I mean, we'll have to talk about that ending.
We'll get there,
I was going to say that was kind of cool about the episode, too, is we got so many comments last week. People predicting that Dr. Sweet was going to be Dracula, and everybody was right.
Yeah,
so,
you guys knew it.
Good call.
Jump to the end.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone who commented, rated, and subscribed, to last week's episode. You guys were fantastic and spot on.
Yeah.
So keep up with comments. We read it all, and we'll give you shout-outs. So keep it up. But let's quickly talk about Sir Malcolm Murray. We only saw a little bit of him, but I think it was enough, a short amount of time on screen. He's writing a letter to Vanessa again, so they are still in correspondence, and he's with Kaetenay. What an interesting character he is. And we're seeing a little bit more of him every single episode. Now the second time around, the second episode with him, what are your thoughts of Kaetenay?
Well, in this episode, his storyline gets a little bit deeper when we found out what happened to his family, and then the real connection, I guess, to Ethan. Mm-hmm. And I think in the first episode, I got the feeling that, okay, well, maybe he likes Ethan. Maybe there's a little bit of a friendship there, but I think it's more of a hatred. But there is still a connection that I'd like to see in person, not in Ethan's dream.
Yeah.
There seems to be a duality there.
Absolutely.
A love and a hate relationship that has evolved between the two of them, which has a lot of layers, and it'll be exciting to see as we learn more about what's going on there. But he's a very interesting character. Very scary character. So
he's a very questionable character.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can trust him yet.
I don't either.
Even though everything he's said so far that we know as the audience has been true. It's enough to believe him.
Well, he's kind of upfront to me. I don't feel like there's a lot that he's trying to hide. He's a man on a mission. He's gathering people that he needs to get to trudge forward on this mission. We're not 100% clear on what exactly it is he's trying to do, but I feel like he's been as upfront as possible at this point.
I know, but I feel like he's a man who's still also very filled with secrets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
And what we know about him is all that he wants to reveal to us yet.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, the conversation with Ethan was so different than the impression that we got from his conversation with Sir Malcolm. When he was talking with Sir Malcolm, he said, "This is my son, it's our son," and it kind of seemed like he was trying to go save Ethan. And now I'm not quite sure what's going on there. And obviously the discussion that was aggressive and volatile with Ethan was a totally different feel. So yeah, something isn't.
Okay, so what are your takes on this? Well, we see Kaetenay, he takes that pipe and he gets into this vision, which also pulls Ethan into the same vision and whatnot. But what do you think of the vision and what we learned out of this? Between Ethan we now know that Ethan killed Kaetenay's family. So there's a lot of animosity between those two.
Right.
But I also think it's kind of weird because then he called him Apache. He was like, if you're not Apache, you're nothing. So I don't understand if it was like maybe he had pulled Ethan in to his family before and betrayed the family once he was like inside, or if that's something that can come later.
Yeah, well,
I thought maybe it came later. Like maybe he killed the family and then he was like, fine, become part of our crew and help us out. Kind of. I don't know. That was my impression.
well, I took it back from season 1. We learned that Ethan was raised by the Apache tribe and whatnot. So now knowing, being part of Kaetenay's family and whatnot, that he did take Ethan under his wing, became family, saw him as family, and then was betrayed by Ethan by killing his actual family.
Yeah.
It seems to be a weird line though, because Ethan seems to be one more offended by his presence than anything, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of remorse as far as, like, it doesn't seem like stay away from me because I did you wrong and now I feel bad and I want to kind of be away from you. It kind of gives off a sense of like, you did something to me and you need to stay away from me. So I'm wondering what the flip side of the story.
To kill your family.
yeah. Yeah. I definitely think there's some...
I thought so too, because there was like a disconnect between what we learned from Kaetenay's side and what we learned from Ethan's.
Yeah, I think we'll learn more, get deeper into the storyline with that as the season continues. At least
We're
I hope
just
so.
scratching the surface on that relationship, I think.
We are. And, you know, Sir Malcolm's just kind of a part of that. He's kind of along for the ride. You
Yeah.
can see a lot from him. So I feel like we'll probably get more episodes that really more deeply into Sir Malcolm.
I did think the discussion that he had with Kaetenay, though, about his relationship with Vanessa was kind of interesting, though. That he kind of hated her at a time and then it grew to a love in this different way. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I saw that as a comparison, too, because I love how you bring that up, because, yes, Sir Malcolm Murray had a hard time with Vanessa, but saw her as a daughter, and I think Kaetenay has the same relationship with Ethan, has a hard time with him, sees him as a son.
Yeah.
They both lost children as well in violent, kind of terrible ways. There's a lot of similarities between those two characters.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the unconditional love comes in, where they, no matter how much went between anyone, that, like, you're still going to go after and help save them.
Right.
I like that.
Me too.
Very good. But we also learned that we have a new guy, Franklin Osto, who plays the federal marshal. Do you think he's going to play a bigger character? I mean, Rusk has always been the guy who's always after Ethan, but now that federal marshal is there, I think it's going to be a clash of jurisdiction.
It's hard. They didn't present him in a way of like, they have this way of presenting characters that are going to play big roles and kind of flashier, usually coming from around corners and like big reveals, like which I didn't really. Exactly. I didn't really feel like we got that with the Marshal. But I really wouldn't mind seeing his personality play off I can't remember his name now, the London detective.
Rusk.
Yeah,
Inspector
it would
Rusk.
be interesting to see them kind of traversing through desert to see if Rusk thinks pretty highly of himself. He's going to handle this desert.
He's like,
I know where I'm going. I don't even need you. And
It's not a
he's
hunt.
proven himself capable before, but this is like a whole new element. So I wonder how well he'll actually do out there.
I loved that scene because I loved how Rusk was just being like, if you want to come along for the ride, like, whatever, I'm doing my thing. And I can't, what's his name, the new character?
Franklin Osto.
So he kind of said to him, how are you going to do this? And I loved the scene. He picked up his cigarette, or he was lighting his cigarette with the match with one hand because he only has one hand.
Right.
And I thought that was just such symbolism for the fact that he's like, I move, I do whatever I have to do to survive. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to handle this situation. So just get out of my way.
Yes.
And I liked that.
I love it. Well, we also see on the map, because they're all talking, that they're moving closer to the Talbot range. So Ethan's getting closer to his father, which means the father's going to come very soon, you guys.
I love
Jerry
werewolves,
Talbot.
and I am prepared for this pack. Like,
I'm
I want to
so
know what their
ready.
whole pack mentality is. Because we don't have, at least in today's popular culture, we don't have a lot of, like, werewolves in history. There's a lot of today in high school and other weird things, but, like, in history, like, full pack. I'm really excited. I think it should be fun.
Yeah. One more thing, the Cascabel, that's, the area that Ethan's currently in. Cascabel is actually a type of snake. Just letting you guys know. Little random trivia for you.
Interesting.
But we did
any-
have that full rattlesake, too, when we went back to the museum.
Yeah, also in the vision we saw a
that's what I was
snake.
just-
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, we got scorpion, wolf, and
Is
snake.
Kaetenay the snake?
And snake. So Cascabel.
Devilish in there.
Yeah. All interesting creatures.
I wonder. We gotta
Darker
look up the
creatures.
poem from last season because the witch brings it up. I'd follow you anywhere, like Wolf of God.
Yours?
And I know there were a lot of animals in the thing that they deciphered at the end of last season.
Well, but you have to think about it like wolves, scorpions, snakes. They all have a negative connotation to them.
Nocturnal danger.
Nocturnal, yes, exactly, exactly. But all right, anything else about them two? Or I think let's move on to Dorian and Lily. We see them in this episode.
I was so happy to see them. Oh my
What
God,
an
they're always
opening scene.
so good.
What an opening scene! Oh my goodness.
So good.
So good.
I was like watching it. Yep, it's definitely Penny Dreadful.
Yeah.
right.
We see them go to this London undertow brothel kind of place, getting this woman that they're selling for prostitute. Guys peering in. Oh, it's nasty.
Oh, it's
I
disgusting.
don't even know if it was
But-
prostitution so much. They were like, we're just gonna mutilate this girl.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
like a
It's a
weird
sick-
show.
Yeah.
It's a torture
Perverted
chamber.
situation, and you actually thought that I loved seeing Lily now because her character is so different. She's so confident, she's so fabulous, she's wearing dark colors, and she felt just perfectly. She seemed just at home in that perverted dungeon
Right
sex
next to
chamber.
Dorian.
Yeah, and then
They
switch.
shoot up. And it's like, we have another shootout. All those headshots. There's a lot of shooting in the show
Yeah.
so far.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of guns.
But yes, I loved how you brought that up because I also have that in my notes too. Because when we see they take the girl, you are now mine. Interesting.
Yeah, real possessive.
I was trying to think which is going to be worse for her. Maybe she would have been better staying there and getting mutilated. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I was like, I'll take the latter.
Yeah.
It's like a fun way to adopt someone, you know? Just like force them into your life.
That's a twisted way to adopt someone to your life. That should not be a laughing matter.
now.
But so we see the next day the girl wakes up in bed and walks down the stairs. She's in white.
She was
Notice
Lily,
that?
like,
Did
yeah.
hair in black.
The girl was in white, and Dorian and Lily were in black.
Yeah.
Dancing again.
And white lace, too. I seem to remember Lily
Yes.
wearing white
White
lace, doe-eyed, staring at the room with no makeup, just plain, simple, naive.
Innocent.
Yes.
Innocent fairy. What do you think of Lily's behavior during this and talking to this girl?
I'm hoping you guys will know because I really don't know how to feel or if I can trust her. Like, after Dorian killed his lover in the most just shocking way, I was like, anything can happen. Like, we've entered Game of Thrones territory as far as, like, no one is safe. And Lily seems to be kind of teeter-tottering back and forth between, like, with my newfound power, I can help this person, but also I have, like, an unquenchable bloodlust. So I'm not really sure where she's going to fall with this girl. I don't feel like this girl is completely safe, but I did like their conversation a whole lot of, like, what Lily promises her. Now, whether she'll keep that promise or not,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think she's kind of very by whatever means necessary. So I think she's trying to. I think she has good intentions, but I don't know what she's going to do to this girl in order to, further her cause. So
What do you think, Renee?
I think she definitely has good intentions, but I don't think I think she knows that she doesn't have a good way about going about it, because she even says, like, stay away from my path to Frankenstein. Yeah, and I think that just goes to show, I mean, she knows what she's doing, but she knows it's not going to be like a walk in the park.
So do we think this young girl will be taken under their wing? Because she seems like a young, innocent Brona before she was turned Lily.
Yeah.
They have a lot of similarities, Lily and this new girl. Did we ever catch her name? I didn't catch her name.
No.
No.
Yeah,
Maybe they did that intentionally too.
Yeah.
I don't even think she is
like,
worthy of a name. Yeah.
But like rebirth.
Yeah.
Like Brona / Lily got reborn into Lily, and maybe this new girl will get reborn into someone else
Yeah,
I think she will.
that we may know from the iconic literatures, but may not. It
I
could
don't
be a
know.
completely new character.
I feel like they're trying to build some sort of army for whatever they're doing, and I think that to get someone to fight for you, they need a reason to fight, so they're finding specific people that will fight for Lily's cause. So they're finding women that were in, like, Lily's situation, for instance, and I don't think, like, I don't think she's going to have a big influence aside from being part of something for Lily.
Well, it's interesting because it kind of reminded me of the broken and shunned creatures. Dr. Sweet saying he protects them, and that's kind of what she's doing. She's trying to protect them and be their defender, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I do like that idea of building an army between those two, because it seems like this girl that we just got introduced has the same personality as Verona did. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely
spitting on him.
It's the same
fiery,
like-minded people that they're going after.
Yep.
And the show has a pretty strong history of introducing kind of soft, demure girls and very quickly showing, like, they will cut some people. They're not afraid.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what her darker side is, because clearly she's, like, ready to fight. Like, I don't think there'll be any hesitation in if we get her next episode and maybe getting her first kill.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say they didn't have to do a lot of convincing her.
Yeah.
It seemed like she was like...
I agree. It was interesting to see like a softer kind of, but still devilish side of Lily in this episode, especially her talking to the girl and pretty much convincing her and drinking the Kool-Aid. And then, but now we see Lily actually go up to Victor. How about this conversation?
I think it shows her empathetic. I don't think she's a complete sociopath anymore. I was so convinced she didn't have a conscience.
Yeah, that season finale
then,
left you like, oh, God.
I was like, nope, she's
a
gone.
monster.
But maybe she's not so far gone. Maybe she really does have a cause and she knows how to act upon that, and that's not in the nicest way, and she wants Victor out of her way so she can do her thing. But she definitely still cares for, she has to care for Victor a little bit to
say that.
Yeah, I was really surprised because I also didn't think that there was any love lost for Victor. And so to see her be like, this is what I am now. You need to take a couple steps back, reevaluate. And even what I thought was really poignant was like, this is just first love for you. Like,
I know.
You're going to get over this,
That was
sweetie.
so sad, though.
It was so, poor Victor.
I thought it really showed her humanity again. I kind of thought that she was void of that at this point, but seeing that conversation and seeing her empathy for him, I thought was really beautiful. And I loved that when she said, I brought you to life more than you brought me to life, because
very
love
true.
brings you to life. So I thought that was a beautiful
It's very true. And
concept.
I feel like she helped him make him become the man that he is.
For better or worse, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was really sad. I don't want to say condescending, but in a way patronizing a little bit.
Yeah.
Take your romance and your memories, which are most kind fiction, and go. Ooh, stab to the heart. Boom.
It's not you, it's me.
But also
But
true.
said
Like, you
way more
painted this.
eloquently than
You painted this whole picture of Lily that was never the person that she was. Like, it's not even like she became corrupt. She was like a whore. She was in love with somebody, and she was like, I want to continue to live. And he offered her a way to do that, but she was never this kind of super nice, frilly, demure girl that he wanted her to be. So I also feel like, okay, maybe learn something.
Yeah.
Maybe go for it. You've got like your new friend, Dr. Jekyll here. You guys can go explore and
Go meet someone
people. I don't
organically.
know.
You know?
So do you think this like somewhat of a vulnerable kind of conversation with Victor will make him change his mind on how to go about
No, I do
Lily?
not.
Oh no, he's still obsessed with her. He wants her. Probably now more than ever because he sees some empathy left in her, and he's like, I can change her.
And he's
gonna
seen
happen.
miracles work now too, and his friend has promised, like, I can tame her. I can get her to come to you. So I really don't think he's gonna give up this soon.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that takes us to Victor and Jekyll. Dr. Jekyll.
I love that pair.
Me too.
They are a fantastic pair.
They are.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of really love this, and the whole theme of duality with we see Jekyll, because we know his character from the iconic story and whatnot has two sides. And I loved how they brought up the father, that Jekyll's father, he has, animosity between them. Because if you guys have read the story and whatnot, Jekyll's father, he's always had, father issues. And which helped spawn all these emotional anger and depression, all these mixed feelings and rage between Jekyll, which also helped cause Hyde. So we know there's father-son issues there, and I loved how they did also bring that into Penny Dreadful. So, interesting.
Yes.
I think it's just fantastic how they cleverly tie it in that way.
They do a really good job of honoring the origin stories and bringing them with such a new life. Like, It's always shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we learned that Jekyll is a doctor at Bedlam. So if you guys don't know what Bedlam is, that's a hospital in London that's actually known for they specialize in the mentally ill that cause chaos and madness, the mad patients.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty much like the madhouse
That
hospital.
place
Insane
was
asylum.
crazy.
Yeah.
It is an insane asylum.
Did anyone else get Sweeney Todd feelings? First of all, the set
Absolutely. Yes.
direction was beautiful. Like, the
Yes.
whole design of it
Yes.
was
Oh my
just stunning. But when they were like, okay, here's an old barber chair and a
barber
furnace,
chair.
I was like,
Sure.
I was very concerned. I was like, are we going to be eating people soon? This is a lot.
Slicing people's throats. Well, Sweeney Todd is also a Penny Dreadful
Yep.
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
So, I literally have Sweeney Todd in my notes. But I did like that. That's also time. Maybe that's another character we'll see.
Oh,
That would
Fingers
be
crossed,
awesome.
showrunners. Fingers crossed.
it
And get
also
some songs in there too.
Demon Barber of Fleet Street. I also felt like I loved. It seemed like, or it kind of reminded me of like an exorcism. I don't know if anybody else got that. I mean, I just kind of him in the chair and then
The whole injection.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh,
gosh, thing. That was
That
really
made
intense.
me cringe.
yeah.
Yeah, both of you could not.
Oh
say
yeah, we were like, what is happening?
I think we had the exact response that they wanted the viewer to have. Just like, oh, can't even watch it.
Yes.
I liked that one part though too when he was kind of speaking about the patients that lived there, Jekyll, and they were saying that Frankenstein I think said the angels look for the light and the beasts look for the dark, and Jekyll said they never see the light, they only see me.
Yep.
There's a lot
So-
of control issues in this show.
Yeah.
A bunch of different people just being like, and you're mine, and they can only see my face.
I own you.
Right?
Well, Jekyll's character, in and of himself, he has control issues. That's like the whole theme of him. Is like he can't control his inner demon.
Right.
So
Perfect for Vanessa. We should set them up.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting pair.
Oh my.
I can't imagine that. More problems for Vanessa. We'll get to her. Don't worry. But so the patient, it was actually Mr. Balfour. If you guys don't know who Mr. Balfour is, there's actually a real man named Arthur James Balfour. He was a British conservative politician in the UK back in that time, back in the he lived from like 1840 something to July 1905, I believe. So, but he was a political figure back then. So,
Did he speak against the Queen? Because that was his whole. He was regicide, is why he was there.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I do my own
Yeah,
research.
sure,
I have
probably.
Google.
He was a prime minister for the UK.
Oh.
Got it.
So,
Interesting.
Interesting.
Because
yeah.
they're portraying
If
him
it
as
is-
Scottish.
Yeah, if it is that Mr. Balfour that they're referencing to.
Interesting.
Yeah. I thought it was, I was like, I dig under rocks. So I was like, that would be a cool tie-in. But what do we think of this Mr. Balfour? He started as a very feral guy, injected the serum into him, and he became lucid and normal. Do you think this plan, this procedure works, actually truly works?
I think it's gonna wear off.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. Yeah, I feel like maybe they'll feel hopeful about it and try it on someone else, and then that guy will come back and it's going to be worn off, and they're going to find out it doesn't work, and it's going to create more chaos. That's my idea.
Very, Jekyll and Hyde, the story. I mean, I'm assuming that's kind of what's going on here, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I think there's a lot more to see with him.
It wouldn't surprise me if we kind of got like an addict's storyline of like you need more and more in order to maintain the state longer. Or if we have some of the stuff like with Victor's, like where they start off like, oh, I'm back in Gentle Giant, and then like, oh my God, it turns into a monster. I also wouldn't be too surprised if we got more of that.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Side effect.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. I think this definitely adds hope to Victor, knowing like if this patient worked, it might work with Lily. But Lily's already fairly lucid.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's mentally she's kind of loose in the heads.
Yeah.
Physically, not so much.
I don't see. I would get how he would feel hopeful seeing that, but I don't know how someone like Lily would react to that because she's not crazy like to
But-
that point.
You also have to remember, Lily's technically dead.
Yeah.
And this Mr. Balfour guy is still alive.
Right. Would
So
it
does
work
it have-
on...
A genetic kind of difference there.
Interesting
good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chemical reaction. is different.
I also just think that it's a very different situation. I don't know.
Yeah,
She's like almost
is.
like, you know, she's almost like possessed but I don't know. I don't really know what the deal is with her because I thought she was kind of possessed, and then this episode I feel differently about her and what her issues are. So we'll see. But
We'll see. All right. Anything else about Victor, Jekyll, and the patient, Mr. Belfour? Awesome lab. I want to see that again. We got to. I wonder what other type of crazy procedures that they'll do.
I know.
Yeah.
Because also we know Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll, he likes to test things on himself. I don't want to get to that point because, I mean, it's just fun watching him just try, like, trial and error kind of procedures. But
Well, you got
we'll
so
see.
much cool, like, horrific early science. I mean, if you guys watch the Nick at all and you kind of know that era of medicine.
I did the after show for the Nick.
There you go. Great show.
It's a great show.
I really hope we get more into that, like, where we're trying to go inside people's brains and we're doing, like, I really love, like, gruesome, icky, like, near torture stuff. I really want to get into that.
That's like 10 years later because that was in 1901.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
about
But
the
it's
same
the
time.
same
It's the same
time.
era.
Yeah, it's like the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
More so. And like the advancement of medicine and how people go about different procedures. I like that. That'd be interesting. Okay. All right. Vanessa. Oh, she's so good. I mean, I think we should just, every time we bring up Vanessa, just praise
the
her.
best.
Praise her.
she's amazing.
All right, so let's start with her and Dr. Seward first. Second therapy session, more so. And I love how Dr. Seward brings out the phonograph and now is actually recording their conversation.
Seems like a bad plan.
It's definitely terrible. I mean,
gonna be used
Renfield
against
is
her.
working for Dracula, so it's terrible for her.
Not a good
I
idea.
wonder why that came up, though. I felt that was a little forced by the writers. Like, maybe they could have found a better way for Renfield to find the information. I mean, I just didn't think it seemed organic for a therapist to be recording people's sessions that are so private. And
I would hate that.
and it seems like Vanessa would be more switched on than that, having been through what she's been through.
I'm not okay with my biggest, darkest, deepest secrets being recorded.
Yeah.
I mean, and she did push back a little bit, but I agree in that the minute it came out, I was like, that is going to end poorly. Like, no one's going to believe
We
her.
all
They're
saw
going to think
that.
she's crazy as hell if anybody gets their hands on these recordings. And then, of course, you know, we're all waiting for to see how he's going to divulge this information to Dracula, and there's the answer right there for him. So
Right.
I really think a journal or anything might have
Or
been a
him
little more.
listening in with the glass on the
So
door.
many options. So many options.
Yeah.
But, all right, well, what do you think of Dr. Seward's reaction after Vanessa actually tells her life story to her?
She's concerned, but I love that we get to see her definitely caring for Vanessa. And I think the only reason Vanessa trusts her to begin with is because she does feel connection between them. And even though Dr. Seward is so stoic and unemotional, I mean, as a therapist needs to be, or I feel that there is definitely a connection. She cares and she wants to help.
Well, she was definitely rocked by that story because, I mean, she's lighting up a cigarette.
She says, I'm trying to quit.
I know.
But
She's like,
here she
your
needed it.
story just
Yeah.
caused me stress. I have to smoke.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. I thought it was a genuine reaction from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Granted, Vanessa's been through a crap ton.
Vanessa.
Yeah, but she was so strong, and she did that for Vanessa because you can't, after somebody divulges all this information to you, be like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, you can't react to
wow,
that.
well, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. You know, I thought she did what she had to do. She overcame, and she kept a strong, front on, but then kind of broke down the second Vanessa turned her back.
Yeah. Well, Vanessa, in fairness, did warn her. It's like,
Yeah.
It was like, I don't think you believe me.
What's worse
but-
than murder?
Yeah.
Well, strap
Let me
in.
tell ya.
Get ready for it. It's a lot.
Like, never sleep quietly again, not as you did before.
Yeah.
Can you believe? So, like, we as the audience now and the fans of the show, we know what Vanessa's story is.
Right.
But to see, like, someone else actually fully learn, because right now Dr. Seward's pretty much, other than, maybe not Dorian, but, like, Malcolm, Victor, and Ethan, they're like the only three people that know what Vanessa's gone through. But to have another female understand what Vanessa's going through.
Particularly when it's like confessing to an old mentor. Because I feel very strongly that though she knows this is not her old mentor, that she's putting her in that place. Like they have similar mannerisms, that kind of stern separation of like, don't get too close to me.
Right.
We're just here to talk. I think that letting go of that, she seemed lighter leaving the office than having gone in.
Therapy works, you guys.
It's a healthy thing.
It is, even back then. Yeah. But to the point where Dr. Seward's like, just do something that you think that you believe will make you happy. She goes back to the London Museum.
Which at first was so
We
exciting.
also, I saw that too. We all knew that was coming.
Yeah. Dr. Sweet. He's a
Not
little
so
too
sweet.
Yeah, a little too
I
sweet.
mean, he's still pretty sweet to look at, but he's also evil. Which Vanessa seems to, like, at this point I'm like, but girl, you know what kind of people you attract. Like, you got one good one. His name was Ethan. He was kidnapped.
Yeah, get Ethan back.
You can go save him now.
Ethan has a dark side too. You
That's
gotta
fair.
I'm into
Yeah,
it.
but never towards her.
Yet. Yeah.
Well,
True.
yeah, he's controlled
But true.
himself, but I don't think he could. I don't think he would ever want to.
Is this the first time we've seen Ethan wolf out, like, full on camera?
No, we've seen it before.
I've seen him, like,
He had
I
some
don't know.
Benny when he last wolfed out, so...
yeah. I was kind of surprised at how minimal the makeup was, but pleasantly. Like, they did not go, like, as full, like, beast mode as I expected them to go. Like, we've kind of seen a lot of him, like, in shadows, fighting as a wolf. And, I don't remember having, like, a clear vision of his face. And I really liked it. It felt old-timey.
We've seen it.
That makes sense,
We've seen it a couple times. Oh, yeah. We didn't even really talk about, just really quickly to talk about, Ethan interacts with Hecate.
Yeah.
Nightcomer form. So,
Yeah.
she's still following him.
I love it. Hecate is so
my gosh.
interesting to me as just a character and what her motivations are.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
other
know.
than
I
No,
power.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't know. She freaks me out. She comes out of the walls. Oh my
But
gosh.
she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Yeah, but
Don't mess with her.
I don't know what's going on there
I don't
yet.
know how I feel about her.
Something evil.
Well, yeah, of course.
But we were talking about Dr. Sweet. I liked that whole discussion of Death Stalker Scorpion.
Yeah.
Bringing back the Scorpions theme again. I think it was like maybe just a little contrived. That his character still can't remember Vanessa's eyes. Like, no, you know exactly who you are.
He knows her name. I do, yeah.
It's like, no, this is like the third time you mentioned that you forgot her name. Like,
right.
Nice try,
I
Dr.
don't believe
Sweet.
you
Yeah.
anymore. But we see them actually bonding over, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Joan of Arc.
Right.
Which is definitely, and I didn't even like really put two and two together. I was like, yeah, Joan of Arc is totally Vanessa.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought that was perfect.
know.
Like,
It's
she's
like,
close
okay.
to God.
Yeah.
She knows where she wants to go, and then she dies young and quickly, and literally in a blaze of glory, like going out singing for a God that she believes and trusts in still, which Vanessa can never have again.
Yeah, but like Joan of Arc was persecuted by
Yep.
religious people who were against her, and like I just am kicking myself for not putting two together.
I know. Yeah, she has that
perfect
unwavering
metaphor.
faith. Yeah. Yep.
But Joan of Arc didn't have like the best ending either, being burned at the
Right.
stake.
But that's maybe
Hopefully
to
that's not
come.
Vanessa's fate either.
Yeah.
That'd be bad. But I did like the line with Vanessa when she's talking to Dr. Seward. She's like, I don't know who I am without
My faith.
my faith
Yeah.
in God.
Yeah.
Like, so we obviously know like she still wants it, even though she doesn't have it now. There is the possibility that it can come back to her.
Yeah.
Hopefully
With
save her.
Dracula
hope so.
on her tail.
Hopefully
Yeah,
too.
it's a good time to get your faith back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're dating Dracula.
You're gonna need it, girl.
Yeah.
But so they go on a little date. And
Love seeing her soft side.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so sweet. I mean, you just feel for her because it just never goes right. But it's really a beautiful side. And I mean, as an actress, she just does such a beautiful job playing her duality of her strength when she needs it, but then also her soft, delicate side. I love it.
Yeah, and it just reminded me when, they were on their date and the way that Vanessa was looking
I
at
know.
him. It reminded me how she looked at Dorian during like the Grand Grenoble scenes and whatnot. I was like, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's fallen.
She's falling.
She's getting
now.
swept
Not
up.
again though.
I know. Girl,
Like,
he's Dracula.
he's cool as a human. He's terrible as a person.
I'm really hoping Dr. Seward is on it. Like, I'm hoping there's some ancient witchy blood in her, something that she's not telling us, kind of majestic, that, can help guide her away, I really need someone to be there for her because she's all alone out there.
I think at some point she's going to sense something.
She kind of
she
did
will.
at the end there when she did that turnaround.
Yes.
I rewatched that part maybe 3 or 4 times to be like, what tipped her off?
Yeah,
Like, what is it? And then I
too.
couldn't see anything
Was it
in
like
the
he
frame.
went into the shadows or something and she couldn't see, like he was there and then he wasn't?
Or was it the
Exactly.
guy that was lurking in the shadows already, and
Yeah, it
then
was
we
the
saw him come
vampire.
out?
Yeah, but I don't think she saw him. Did she?
No,
she
she
didn't
didn't
see
see
him.
him.
The audience saw him.
But
Yeah.
she felt something, as you were saying.
Yeah.
So what was it that triggered that?
And
for
why
her?
was that guy following her? She was literally with Dracula. Like, why are you, like,
Because I think
bad
he's
for
his
covering?
minion. I think he's like his minion that's always just...
Where does she go right
but
afterwards?
we know
That makes
from like
sense.
season 1, even like the very first scene with Vanessa, we know that her character can sense evil.
Yeah,
Can
Right.
always sense evil.
Yeah.
So like, granted, her radar might be off a little bit.
just a
right
little
now.
bit.
Right?
She's gonna get
She's
it.
a little too happy that her radar's off, but she still has that innate inkling when she knows evil is near her.
She's gonna, I think she's gonna full on sense it soon.
Yeah, because we see the little kid vampire and the creepy
Mm-hmm.
adult vampire that is still lurking in the shadows.
That little kid vampire is awesome. I don't really like
freaks
his
me
character.
out.
He is freaky.
Terrible, I hate
He's also
him.
really cool. I just like Interview with a Vampire a lot, and the kid vampire is my favorite
good
from that too. And I'm hoping we get similar storylines.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. Yes, hopefully. When I was like, we'll see. Maybe we'll see other vampires too. I mean, we did see like that whole slew of vampires last
Yeah.
episode, but like other creatures that Dr. Sweet is using in human form. I don't know, but
They'll probably all be following
should
Vanessa.
be- yeah. But we also see Vanessa writes a letter to Sir Malcolm saying, I had taken up an interest in zoology.
Yeah, I wonder why Vanessa.
Or a zoologist.
More so. But, okay, I think that takes us to the last final scene. But Master Dracula. And, of course, he's with Renfield. She has told her story. Did the doctor believe it? And give me blood. Oh, this was like so creepy, but so awesome to listen to. You will be my flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. And then the audience, I love the reveal. It's actually Dr. Sweet.
Yeah. They showed us already. I thought they were going to make us
did.
wait a little bit longer.
Me too. I know.
But I kind of, when he was examining the tiger and saying it needs more nocturnal danger, I felt that was the writer giving us a little wink to those that didn't see it last week, that he's not quite the sweet guy, pun intended, that he pretended to be.
It's not as sweet.
But yeah, I thought that scene was amazing. I mean, the way it was shot and the set and everything, I felt like the vampires looked like gargoyles.
Yeah.
And I thought it just looked so gothic and creepy.
Beautiful, though.
Yeah,
Oh my
no,
goodness.
in a stunning way. That was quite a scene.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting creation moment because if it's from a biblical verse, and it's when Eve is created of Adam, flesh of my flesh, what is it? Bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh is what the Bible verse is. So I thought it was an interesting creation scene to see like this guy is now a full vampire. Like he will be on her tail. He's going to end. Anything the doctor does do can now kind of be blocked by him or at least reported back by him. So this is going to be interesting.
Well, they also know where Vanessa lives now because Dr. Renfield's like, you have to fill out some documentation.
Right.
Address and all that.
Right.
Yeah, so we now know where you live. Not good.
Right.
Red flags.
Big alone in that house. Big alone. Just alone in that big house.
Yeah. Vanessa's on her own.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about this episode that we may have missed, that you liked, didn't like?
I kind of liked, this is just a small detail that I noticed, is when the concubine that they had in the bedroom, when she woke up, the bells were tolling. And I felt like that was, again, calling back to Tennyson's poem and, just the death and mortality, all of that.
Right. And I also liked that because we see at the beginning when Renfield was like, I'm glad the bells have stopped. Because even Renfield's appearance from like this episode to the last episode has drastically changed.
Oh, yeah.
His behavior, he's more twitchy, he's
Yes.
more like erratic, because you can also see Dracula's influence on him now.
Big time.
Yeah.
So scary.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kind of terrified.
So good.
The season's really shaping up to be like one for the ages. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't had a season of this I didn't like yet, but I'm really enjoying the drama now that we have fully established characters. And when they said like, "Oh, we're scattering them," I'm like, "You're breaking up the ensemble." I thought it was going to be such a bad move, but it turned out to be brilliant.
It's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Agreed.
I think the one other thing that I thought was strange was at the end of their date with Vanessa and Dr. Sweet when she asks him to go get coffee, and then it felt more of a rejection, but really he had to run, I assume, to Mr. Renfield.
Yeah.
But it was like poor Vanessa because she had such a fun time. She asked to get coffee after already asking the guy on the date, and then
Yeah,
he's like,
bold.
maybe another
next
time.
time.
She's like, I'm rejected.
He definitely tried to comfort her though afterwards.
Yeah,
because I
with the
think he
hand
doesn't want to
kiss.
lose his connection with her.
Yeah.
I forget your name again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sir.
well, you
Yeah.
better not. We went on a
Sir.
date.
Great.
Why would you
Yeah.
forget my name again?
Well, that happens. But all right, excellent episode.
Yeah.
Every episode of this show is amazing.
Keeps getting better.
All right, so let's get to predictions then.
Yes.
I think that Vanessa. Oh, is there a?
Oh, yeah. I was waiting for it, but I guess not.
Creepy theremin music. There we go.
Yes. Go for it. There.
There we go.
Your AfterBuzz TV
Okay.
predictions.
I think that Vanessa and Dracula are going to get really close. I think the relationship is going to progress, maybe to even a marriage, and then I think she's going to be to find out, and then it's going to be like major trust issues after that. But I think I assume it will be a big stab in the back rather than finding out early on.
Wow. That's a big one.
I didn't even get coffee.
Shoot. Joelle, how about you?
I think John Clare is coming back next episode, and I know that he's on the march back home after we saw him leave the boat from last time. This might
He's
just
still defrosting right now.
yeah, this might be hopeful wishing, but I really need him to go see Claire as that is his only friend in the city, and please protect her. Like, she needs a friend, like an active in her life, not a therapist, not a boyfriend or anything. She needs a friend who can help, like, her, like, who is this guy? Like, let me run pass interference. I need John Clare to be her wingman.
She needs to recite poem.
Yes, exactly.
Another poetry session to calm the nerves.
Yes.
How about you?
I think you're right. I think that they're going to keep getting more and more serious, and then something's going to set her off, I think. I don't know when it'll be in their relationship, but I think it's such an interesting dynamic, the two of them. I like it. But I also am excited to see what happens with Lily. I think she's definitely going to form this army, as we were talking about, and I'm excited to see kind of how she goes about it with her soldiers.
You know what? To maybe kind of piggy off for that, I think Victor might kill the young girl that that they took under her wing to get back at Lily.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
It's like, what would that do?
I feel like she would just go crazy.
Oh, she would lose it.
She will not be happy.
Do not touch my property.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, it
Yeah.
might
No,
happen.
yeah.
To
I like
see that.
It's like pain, like you caused me pain, so I'm gonna cause you pain.
I could see that, yeah.
I don't know, that kind of went dark, but
I mean, it is Penny Dreadful.
Yeah, true. I mean,
it's dark in and of itself. But yeah, excellent episode. I love this.
So good.
All right, so in the meantime, where can everyone keep following you?
Y'all can check me out everywhere at Joelle Monique. Hit up Black Girl Nerd. See my latest articles on the stuff.
Hey, you guys can find me at Renee Ariel on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can find me at the Angela Struck on Twitter and Angela Struck on Instagram.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV. You can follow all of us here on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun social media platforms at AfterBuzz TV. Rate, comment, subscribe. Keep up the awesome comments in the live chat, in the YouTube, and iTunes. We read it all, you guys, and your predictions are like spot on so far.
Yeah, big
So
time.
like, keep talking to us, and we'll keep talking to you. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.